is running well. Meeting again with your brother, beloved brother, Triana Budi Santosa from Indonesia, that is always loving you, invite you to become more intelligent, more better, smarter, and more genius. My brothers and my sisters that I love, you have been watching a very, very wonderful picture, scenery, that is in the Alaska, in the Antarctica. And I think everybody after watching this kind of video really wants to have a look at the situation and condition of a very, very cold water, and then a very high iceberg that is made from ice because of the weather frozen, and finally it makes very, very high iceberg or ice mountain. Well, my brothers and my sisters, because of the sunlight, it's going to melt maybe 1 kilo per kilo, 1 ton per ton, and finally it's going to melt all and becomes water of the sea again in a very, very cold, I don't know, maybe 5 degrees Celsius under zero, or maybe more than that. But in the video, I think, thank you for anybody who has made the video. They have been enjoying the falling of ice because of the sunlight, and then they try to shout, to cry, wow, wow. It sounds that this kind of beauty invites the gay or the cheer, the happiness for mankind. But many times, after I have been guiding, after I become guide, that every time I ask them a question about this kind of beauty, and then who makes this picture, the situation and condition, many people do not understand and even do not know. Or maybe they have known in their hearts, I don't know, but they try to answer, no, I don't know. Or maybe they will not want to know, they will not really want to tell me. But anyway, they didn't answer me correctly. My brothers and my sisters, that everything in this world is the creation of Allah, so you can see the beauty, the perfect of creation of the iceberg, and that invites you to become very, very happy, very cheerful, and you feel in your heart relieved, and it seems that the stresses that you feel, that you have feeling so far because of the hard work, the hard life, will be relieved, will be lost. So now you feel happy, you feel peaceful, and then you don't feel any stress. That's only temporary time. Allah have a God, beginning never ending, beginning everything, and beginning the creation, and beginning making the game of mankind as the gamers, to play the game and to win the game, wants us to understand who Allah is, and then what we should know about Allah, whether we want to know the existence of Allah, until finally we ask question, where is Allah from, where is the before Allah, where is the before Allah, and so on. Finally, if you address this kind of question, you will never finish, and finally you reject the existence of Allah. That's why you read the Quran. Al-Quran is the last testament, the last book for us. You try to read and understand with your own language, and you will see that Allah is beginning. So He begins Himself. He began Himself, and then He created everything, what we see, with His own ability, mastery, power, intelligence, thinking, planning, very, very detailed. And then He, before everything was created, the first thing He made was planning. It is kalam, pen and letter, paper. So the planning is very detailed. How many billions of people, what kind of foods, in America, what kind of foods in Indonesia, in Asia, Jaya Vijaya in Japan, everything is written already, and how many white people, how many black people, how many brown people, how many who knows, how many women, how many children dead, and so on. So every planning is already detailed. That's why if we try to criticize, to find fault, any mistakes from the creation of Allah, we will never find. Yeah, I see man, handicapped man, doesn't have any legs. According to you, yeah, he is handicapped, he is not perfect shape, but if we try to follow, there must be perfect creation. Maybe if the baby has legs, maybe he will run very, very widely, very uncontrollably, until finally he gets accident. If, for example, somebody has imperfect lips, for example, it is there is a gap between his lip, and then we call him, hey, look, what kind of creation is that? The lip is not perfect like us. There is a gap between his lip, and maybe the answer, if he has a perfect lip, he will talk about badness, and he doesn't have any shyness to talk about the badness of other people. He always tries to find fault about others' mistakes, so he will have a lot of trouble. That's why Allah gives that kind of lip to limit him. Only he knows exactly, but we can only study from that kind of condition. Just exactly like in the Antarctic, the ice, the ice water, the ice, the frozen mountain, and then the beauty, why penguins, can live there, why fish can live in the seas in such frozen water. Then we have to think about it. How can you think about it? That you have to read the guidelines, the manuals for mankind. That is the Quran. So I suggest you, my brothers and my sisters, to be more intelligent. Not only to go around, you go to Antarctica because you read the guidebook or guide kit, and then, or maybe you listen to information about the Antarctic, and you hear from somebody who have already gone there, has already gone there, and then you try to think about it, imagine, and then finally you try to save money, and then you go there. But about the hereafter, why don't you try to understand, to study it? Whereas we will be there, we will be going there. You want to or you don't want to, you willy-nilly, you will be going to the hereafter. And that is the Quran, and Prophet Muhammad has already given us lesson, perfect lesson for us to follow, so that we will be ready anytime the death comes to us. Willy-nilly, then we have to die. And anyway, for preparation, to get prepared, please try look at the creation of Allah, then look at who Allah is and who created Allah, but look at the creation of Allah and worship Allah in the way Allah has taught to our Prophet Muhammad in Islam religion. Remember, Islam religion is the last religion for us, for you and for me, and Muhammad was last religion from Allah for us, for you and for me, and for everybody in all continents. Well, I'm loving you, my brothers and sisters. I'm only warning you to become more intelligent, more genius, smarter and better. Bye-bye, and my regards to everybody nearby you. Assalamualaikum. Bye.